In today's lesson, I am going to show you how to conjugate the Spanish regular verbs in present tense. But for now, let's talk about first the important thing in verb conjugation, the Spanish personal pronoun. In English, pronouns are very important in a sentence because without it, it will be more confusing to everyone, right? However, in Spanish, sometimes we don't include the personal pronoun in a sentence, just like this example. Let's say we are four in the group. In English, you will ask me, "Do you speak Spanish?" I know to myself that you are asking me among the group because you use the subject pronoun, which is you. You cannot ask me, "Speak Spanish?" It will be confusing to everyone because you did not use any pronoun. We don't even know who among us you are referring to. But in Spanish, you can ask me in two different ways. The first way is, "¿Hablas tú español?" You use tú as the second person, so means you are asking me a question. Or, you can ask, "¿Hablas español?" Because hablas is a verb conjugation that corresponds to the second person. For better understanding, I will give you more examples in this lesson. You need to memorize this Spanish personal pronoun as guidelines in your verb conjugation. In English pronoun, we have first person, second person, third person for the singular. Same with the Spanish. For the first person, we have yo, I in English. For the second person singular, we have tú, you in English. And for the third person singular, we have él for he, ella for she, usted for you in a formal way. The plural form of Spanish personal pronoun, we also have first person plural, second person, and the third person. For the first person we in English pronoun, we have nosotros and nosotras. Nosotras is used if you are referring to a group that all men, or if you are referring to a group that has at least one man. You are going to use nosotras if you are referring to all women. For the second person, same with nosotros and nosotras, we have vosotros if you are referring to all men or to a group that has at least one man. Vosotras if you are referring to all women. For the third person, we have ellos for they, ellas for they, ustedes for all, plural formal. Same with the vosotros and nosotros, ellos is used only if you are referring to all men and to a group that has at least one man. Ellas is used if you are referring to all women. Alright? Let's move on to our main topic, the regular Spanish verbs conjugation. Here are the examples of the regular Spanish verbs. Hablar, comer, escribir. Hablar means to speak. Comer means to eat. Escribir means to write. Those that are colored in yellow are called verb endings. Those that are colored in yellow are called verb endings. Alright? Remember that, guys, because we're gonna use that in the next slide. We will focus only on the verb endings of the present tense. In English, we also have present tense, past tense, future tense, and so on and so forth. It is the same with the Spanish tenses. But for now, let's just focus on the present tense because our main goal is to teach you how to conjugate the regular verbs into present tense. I have here the table. I have the subject pronoun and the verb hablar, comer, and escribir. In my previous slide, I showed you the AR, ER, and the IR are called verb endings. As you can see, it has a different endings that correspond to the subject pronoun. For example, hablar, hablo, hablas, habla, hablamos, hablais, hablan. So you're going to use o as a, amos, ais, ain, replace to your AR depending on the subject pronoun that you are going to use. You cannot say yo hablas. No, that is wrong. Because when you use yo, you should replace the AR in o as hablo. So yo hablo. Alright? For the comer, we have o, es, e, hemos, eis, en. Or como, comes, come, comemos, comeis, o comen. In escribir, it's the same. It has verb endings that correspond with the pronoun. O, es, e, imos, is, en. Alright? You just need to memorize all the verb endings so that you know how to conjugate the verb. And it always corresponds to the correct subject pronoun. Like what I have said, you cannot use, for example, nosotros, and then you will use hablas. No, because nosotros should be paired with hablamos. Alright, for better understanding, let's move on to the next slide. How to conjugate the AR verbs in the present tense. I indicate the table so that we have a guidelines on how to use the AR endings correspond to your Spanish pronoun. Again, the word hablar means to speak. Remove the AR from the word hablar. So yo hablo means I speak. Tú hablas means you speak. Él, ella, usted habla means he, she, usted speaks. Nosotros o nosotras hablamos means we speak. Vosotros o vosotras means habláis, you all speak. Ellos, ellas, ustedes hablan means they speak. For more examples of AR ending verbs in present tense, yo hablo español. I speak Spanish. Tú trabajas mucho. You work a lot. Ella canta muy bien. She sings very well. Él trabaja en el banco. He works in the bank. Nosotros estudiamos cada día. We study every day. Vosotras camináis muy rápidas. You all walk very fast. And this time, the vosotras referring to all women. Ellos hablan español. They speak Spanish. So in this sentence, it shows that they are referring to all men. How to conjugate the ER verbs in present tense. And I'm going to put the table here for our guidelines for the ER endings. Again, comer means to eat. Remove the ER from the word comer. Yo como. I eat. Tú comes. You eat. Él, ella, usted come. He or she or usted eats. Nosotros o nosotras comemos. We eat. Vosotros, vosotras coméis. You eat. Ellos, ellas, ustedes comen. They eat. More examples about ER ending verbs in present tense. Yo como el pan. I eat the bread. Tú bebes una Coca-Cola. You drink a Coke. Ella corre muy rápida. She runs very fast. Yo no creo a ella. I don't believe her. Nosotros leemos este libro. We read this book. Vosotros comprendéis francés. You understand French. Ellos aprenden mucho en mi clase. They learn a lot in my class. And lastly, we are going to talk about how to conjugate the IR verbs in present tense. And again, these are the tables that shows you how it corresponds to the Spanish pronoun. Escribir means to write. Remove the IR from the word escribir. Yo escribo, I write. Tú escribes, you write. Él, ella, usted escribe. He, she, usted writes. Nosotros o nosotras escribimos. We write. Vosotros o vosotras escribís means you all write. Ellos, ellas, ustedes escriben means they write. Here are the examples for IR ending verbs. For the present tense, yo escribo su nombre. I write his name. Tú vives en Estados Unidos. You live in the United States. Ella abre la ventana. She opens the window. Yo no escribo mucho. I don't write a lot. Nosotros vivimos en España. We live in Spain. Vosotros escribís bien. You write well. Ellos asisten en la escuela 3 veces cada semana. They attend school 3 times a week. Bueno, Eso es todo para hoy, mis amigos. Hasta la próxima. That's all for today, my friends. See you next time.